Hi everybody, this is Nancy from the team at Community Homeworks in Kalamazoo. Thank you for tuning in to another story about the people we meet and the impact of our work. Since 2009, Community Homeworks has been working hard to help homeowners stay safely in their homes by providing critical home repairs to income-eligible people. We also offer home maintenance classes and even lend tools so we can cultivate basic skills as we build relationships across neighborhoods. This podcast, called Being Right at Home, will include stories of empowerment, stories of hope, stories of what can happen when people work together. In the words of T.S. Eliot, home is where one starts from. So let's begin. Well, I am so delighted about today's guest who is in the studio with me. Miss Melba is a true gem in our community, and her story is such a great example of the head and heart of our mission at Community Homeworks. Her story is about a home filled with decades of heartwarming memories. This story began over 30 years ago. Besides decades of memories, her story exemplifies just how home ownership helps build social and financial equity for families. We might talk about this important concept later, but now I simply want to invite our listeners to sit back and listen to Melba's story. So, Melba, welcome to Being Right at Home. How are you? How's your summer been?
It's been really great and very busy, but I'm pretty sure everyone's is kind of like that.
And you mentioned to me you just helped to plan and implement a 50th reunion with about 60 people last weekend, right?
That is correct. Yay, yay, yay.
You did. Yeah, wow. Good for you. Mm-hmm. Good for you. That took a lot of planning, but I know you were looking forward to it. So yes. Thank you for coming off that big high and being with us today. So. And I know in spite of this soundproof room and intimidating microphones, I've really been looking forward to having you here. So thank you for coming in.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you.
Well, let's give our listeners a little background, though. Let's start at the beginning, going way back to when you obtained your home. How old were you? And tell us a little bit about that home.
Okay. That would have been about 36 years ago that we moved in there. So the home itself I think it was built like 1915. And it was before I got the home. I purchased it from an aunt and uncle of mine. So it's kind of a family-ish type home now, then and now. So, but here we are. And it's been, like I said, 30. My daughter was 2 when we moved in, and so she will be 38 this year.
Okay,
kind of
so 36 years ago, and I want to backtrack a little bit. You said that this home belonged to your aunt. Mm-hmm. So, what's the most vivid memory you have of this home when you were a little girl visiting your aunt?
Oh, I know they had some Doberman Pinscher dogs. And I remember being so afraid of those dogs, but they had them fenced off. So, you came up and sat on the big front porch that's still there, open. It's very nice still. And they had a big home. It was like 4 bedrooms, and they did a lot of things there.
Oh.
And, my cousins were definitely younger than I, but I used to babysit for my cousins also. So, like I said, it was just kind of family.
It's a family heirloom. That over 100-year-old home is a family heirloom for you. So, wow. And how old do you think you were when you visited your aunt and your cousins?
8 years old.
So you were
9 years old when, started going over there with my dad. That would have been my dad's sister.
Your dad's sister. Okay, yeah. So your paternal aunt, and you were 8 years old, and you just would go over, play with cousins, eventually babysit.
Babysit, yes.
And then in your early 30s, became your home, and you raised your kids there. So,
One daughter.
one daughter. You raised your daughter there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've got 2 grand.
Oh.
I just tell them that's your home too, regardless. They live there or not. It's home for us all.
So it's I was going to ask you about that. So I was going to suggest that maybe finally the home is quiet, but no, it sounds like.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
No. And I've never been used to quiet. My parents. It was 8 of us, and lots of cousins in and out. So that's the way this home is. Everybody's in and out. Brothers, sisters still come through. My nieces, nephews still come. They're adults, and so now great nieces and nephew. So it's still a big family thing. Even my cousins that lived and grew up in the home, they still come back.
It really is like the hub of your family, that home that you're in.
Yeah, or a second hub. Like I said, my
Right.
mom and dad's home were first.
Yeah.
But
Wow. Wow. So I don't know when it was, a year or two ago, that home that's over 120 years old, and we all know about old homes and the needs for repair, you needed us to help you with some critical home repairs. Do you remember how you knew about us, or how you knew enough to call us?
Well, I went to a meeting for building blocks. They had an informational meeting there, and representatives from different organizations were there, including, of course, Community Homeworks was there. So.
Oh, okay. So you got to meet Building Blocks, which is one of our key collaborators.
Right.
And then, so you got to know about us.
Yep.
And then do you remember at the time what your biggest need in the house was in terms of repair? Everything.
But there was some plumbing problems,
Okay.
porch problems, front porch. It was kind of weakening.
Okay.
The stairs, there was one on the front stair was really, really high, and most people that walked up the stairs kind of tripped over it. And so that was something that needed to be some electrical.
Okay.
Yep, and they helped out with all of that. My air condition, I had just had central air put in, and regretfully having to say this, but the person that was putting it in passed away, so he really didn't get to complete some things.
Okay.
And so Community Homeworks helped in finishing, leveling off, and that kind of thing.
Okay. The process of working with us, can you tell our listeners what that was like?
Very easy. They were so kind, understanding, willing, came out, checked things out very quickly, and, was able to put me on schedule to have my needs looked at, and they responded to it. So it was very easy, very, very easy.
Oh.
Very kind. All the people that I had to deal with was very kind and understanding and all of that.
Oh, that's so good to hear. I know it's intimidating for a lot of us to have strangers kind of come into our home that we don't know, and did that trust issue impact you at all, or?
No, the even Zach, like I said, everybody was very, 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 very kind and nice, and made you feel comfortable with them. And the workers that came out, I'm gonna forget their names, but the workers that came out, I made them a part of my family, and that's what I told them. You can feel at home, and so I'm going to tell you no, yes, you can't. But they too, were very nice and kind and homey kind, just felt at home, and just did very professional, I should say, also. That, but they came right in and did what they had to do, and I was very pleased. Like I said, they were very nice, on time, and just went in and did it.
Oh, that's
even
good to hear.
Going about at my front porch, I was like, ew, ew, but they didn't mind. They were used to doing those kind of things, and I was like, oh, never for me. But they were just good, and I was supposed to have had, which I might have it this year, but I was going to have a big cookout in my yard, and I told them they were family and they have to come back. So, yeah.
So when you plan that family picnic, whether it's this summer or next summer, just know you're going to have about 12 extra people from
That's
community
okay.
homework.
Community homework has become a part of me too. Still look into it. So.
I'll let everybody know that. They'll look forward to that. So, thank you for telling us about your experience with us, because one of the ways we try to get better and respond to community needs is by listening to our participants. What worked, what didn't work, how could we improve? And so your feedback is very valuable. So it'll definitely go back to the staff, but I also always want the listeners to hear too. The other thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but when your aunt purchased that home, what was that? I don't know when, 30 or 40 years ago. What she was doing was she was building generational wealth. And one thing that we value at Community Homeworks is helping people in our community build generational wealth, which means homes are one of the biggest assets within an individual's life. And by owning a home, you're building that wealth not only instantaneously, but for generations. Mm-hmm. You're carrying on that tradition and that growth. Have you ever thought of it that way?
Yes, of course. Yep. Somewhat, like I said, I have a daughter, and so this will go to her, kind of a thing. So, and I've already taken care of that kind of thing, so that there won't be any problem if something were to happen to me. That yes, and she knows and understands about the generational wealth that purchasing, having a home is also.
That's so wonderful, and it's. I just wonder if your aunt realized when she purchased that house, maybe not knowing she'd lived there for as long as she did, and that you'd own it, and then it would become kind of a collective ground of memories for so many people, and now your daughter will be part of that legacy too. So I just love that. It's just exactly how we stay healthy as a community, I believe. So, yes. And then you're inviting other people into your bigger family like us. So, so is there any questions you have for us?
No, I'm just happy that you're still there, and I will be seeking out help if I need it again from Community Homework, because you guys are really, really good at what you do, and I'm very thankful and grateful for it all. I really, really am. I am.
Well,
and I want you guys to know that also.
Oh, thank you. We, you're one of our fan favorites, so call us anytime, or just stop in just to say hi. I know the team knows you, and vice versa. So just you're part of our family too. So.
Remember, you said that. I'm going to hold you to that. She said, call.
Just call. So to wind up today's episode of Being Right at Home, I want to thank you again, Miss Melba. And when I think of the word home, I think of where you live, simply because it is where you were a niece, a mom, a grandma, an aunt, and so many other hats. That space, that precious space you call home, must be so intertwined with your heart. I'm so glad you contacted us, and so glad you were willing to speak with me today. And as you continue to build family in and around that home. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's been a blessing. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Take care. Well, that's it for this time, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Between now and next month, we will continue to be in our community, making a difference. But before signing off, I want to ask for your help. Please consider supporting us with a donation of any size. You can easily do this by visiting our website, communityhomeworks.org. Your help will allow us to empower more families as we build a stronger community, one home at a time. So until next month, please take care of yourself and each other. From our team to you, bye-bye for now.